We've been talking a lot about testing. There are drive-through and walk-up facilities, and lots of them are free. Medical professionals say testing is incredibly important in stopping the spread of the virus, and that's why they're trying to reach out to different areas. Paul Dudley visited a town this morning, hosting its very first COVID-19 testing event.
In eastern St. Bernard Parish, the town of Violet is seeing walk-up and drive-through testing for COVID-19.
Good morning.
While there has been testing across Orleans and Jefferson Parish, this area has not seen a free testing event like this one until now.
From what I understand, this is probably the first testing event in the area, and particularly of interest and importance as the community is beginning to open up, businesses are moving about. We certainly want to make sure that people have access to testing.
Poorer areas tend to have a harder time fighting COVID-19. According to census data, the per capita individual income in Violet was just over $13,000 a year, with about 21% of the population below the poverty line. Roughly 40% of the town is black, another group hit hard by COVID-19.
Unfortunately, the manifestation of COVID in the American community is the result of those predisposed disparities. You know, it includes health care, it includes access to good health care, access to a living wage, access to a quality education.
Senator Joe Bowie expects going forward that there will be a greater emphasis on health care across the nation, but especially locally, to help people in communities like this one.
I definitely see it as a teaching moment, if you will, for the nation and the state as well as the local community. It forces us as a community to address both economics, the health issue, the education, all of those challenges now that we will be faced with as a state as a result of this disease.
Paul Dudley, Eyewitness News.
The Crescent River Port pilots were also at the event to offer free masks. This was the first testing event in the area, but we are told it won't be the last.